Jordan Poole, on the other hand, if we're being honest, is approaching being unplayable in this series. That's a big difference. This is the guy that was this is a guy that was supposed to help bridge this generational gap between the big three and the future of the Warriors. He had a great playoffs last year, 17 a game, 50% from the field, 39% from three, and he's been bad all playoffs long.
Jordan Poole hasn't been there for a while. Jordan Poole is like, stop payment on all those checks you're giving him.
If you've seen this 6'4" man with a mustache, please let the Golden State Warriors know immediately, because they've needed him really bad. I mean, really, really bad. Before the start of the season, the Dubs gave Jordan Poole a bag worth $123 million to become an extension of the Splash Brothers and give a pool party whenever the Warriors' offensive flow would run dry. At the start, JP3 showed that he deserved the bag as he played really well in the early stretch of the season while switching between the starter and bench role.
The Warriors can get separation first, string some stops together. Jordan Poole off that Looney screen. High screen by Looney. Poole snake dribble. And the mid-range for Jordan. Man. I think it knocked it away. I don't think Kuminga, along with DiVincenzo, it's Poole's a trail three. Try to continue to get into Poole's ball handling, but Jordan has just been spectacular. There's just no way around it.
And after 82 games, Poole seemed to be fulfilling his end of the bargain as he ended the regular season on a high note, averaging 20.4 points, 4.5 assists, 2.7 rebounds, while knocking down 43% of his shots from the field and 33.6% from three. However, when the postseason arrived, it appeared that the pool party had been officially canceled. In his last 11 games of these playoffs, Jordan Poole is only averaging 10.5 points a ball game, with 5 outings where he only scored single digits. And in the recent loss against the Lakers in Game 4, JP3 had become almost unplayable due to being a huge liability on the defensive end, and what's worse than this is that he didn't even score a single bucket under 10 minutes of play. On top of that, he's in such a serious slump right now that out of 111 attempts that he took in this playoffs, he's only made a grand total of 116 points. I mean, this was the $123 million man that the Dubs have gambled on this season. The man that was supposed to provide the additional firepower coming off the bench, and the same man that was supposed to be the third head of the snake. But with the way he's performing right now, that $100 million man is looking like nothing but a fraud. I know it's hard to hear this, especially if you're a Dubs fan, but as you saw earlier, the numbers don't lie. And if he's unable to bounce back from this, I'm afraid that this could be the last time we'll be seeing JP3 in a Warriors uniform. Just kidding, I don't think any team's gonna trade for him after these stink bombs he's been throwing out. We're all pretty much aware that JP3's history of being consistently inconsistent has been well documented, and I think this is one of the big problems he's facing right now.
It's been that kind of game for Jordan Poole.
In last year's playoffs, you can see that he was averaging 17 a ball game while shooting 50% from the field and almost 40% from three, a drastic drop from his current performance in this year's playoffs. And even though he averaged 20 points in the regular season, that number doesn't tell the whole story, because if you take a closer look, there are nights where he'll give you a 30-point game, but in the next outing, he'll score just 9 points followed by 11 points the night after that. I mean, this is completely unacceptable for someone who just got a big bag of cash right before the season began. Anyways, aside from being inconsistent, the next concern that I want to point out about JP3 is his questionable and erratic shot selection. I know that he's a spitfire type of guard that's capable of putting up tough shots on the fly. I mean, he can slice inside with his crafty handles, and he can also hit long-range bombs from Steph Curry range. But the thing is though, there are times where he tends to be out of control whenever he attacks, which has often resulted in bad shot attempts. This happened in Game 6 against the Kings, and upon driving, he tried to draw contact against Fox. However, the refs felt that JP3 was soft in his attack, and so they just let this one go. Another problem I got with JP3 is that he's indecisive at times. And when you watch their games, you will notice that he has no idea what his role in the Warriors' offense should be. And sometimes he just looks lost out there while doing a ton of boneheaded plays. Anyways, here's another play highlighting his bad decision making. In this fast break attack, Poole tried to draw 2 defenders. Now, clearly, this was not a good idea since Sabonis already established his position. But regardless, Poole still forced the issue and got blocked in the end. But see, while this was happening, here's Klay waiting for the kickout pass in the corner with an all day to shoot, and after he got blocked, you can see Klay's disappointment with his reaction. Now, there are also times where he was doing a bit too much, just like what happened here in Game 2. I mean, take a look at this play. JP3 consumes almost about 3 to 4 seconds as he dances with Harrison Barnes before deciding to attack. Now, when he's already in the paint, JP3 suddenly loses his balance and just throws up a wild shot. And this play ended in another wasted possession for the Warriors. A couple of possessions later, here's JP3 once again dancing on top of the key. After breaking down Sabonis, JP3 went for the Euro step to avoid Lyles, and even though he didn't have the angle, JP3 still forces this one through, and once again, his drive attempt didn't lead to anything. Anyways, his scoring inconsistency, questionable decision-making, and erratic shot selection are the major problems that JP3 has to address this offseason if he still wants to remain in the Bay Area, because if the Dubs fail to capture the crown this season, I really believe that they'll want to shake up their core to pave way for the next evolution of the Warriors dynasty. And with the way he's playing right now, there's no doubt that JP3 will be the first one to be crossed off the list of players that will be shipped out by the next season.
5-point game in the corner. Poole. Oh, man! Jordan Poole in the deep end right now. Put away punches. Wiggins the rebound. Poole attacking. Corkscrewing up and in. Man, Poole put the defender on his knees. Made him remember how good God has been to him. Poole, the Euro, counted!
Crazy, they can't score. Jordan was thinking about a foul. He banked another one in.
Points now here for the Lakers. Thompson with 23. Oh, no. Great cut! And a slash for 2. Poole makes a go.
At halftime, but all Wizards here in the third. Jordan Poole to end the third. He leads up. Hand off to Jordan. He beats the buzzer from 3.